in a bustling restaurant. One ordinary evening was about to turn into a life-altering event for a young nurse named Sarah. She was enjoying a quiet dinner with her family, a rare moment of peace away from the hectic hospital wards. The air was filled with the clatter of cutlery and the murmur of conversations, a typical Friday night scene. Sarah, however, couldn't shake off her professional instincts. Even when off-duty, her eyes would scan her surroundings, a habit ingrained from years of working in emergency rooms. Suddenly, a loud thud echoed through the restaurant, silencing the chatter. A man at a nearby table had collapsed, his face pale, his body slumping from his chair to the floor. Panic erupted. Dinah's gasped staff rushed over, unsure of what to do. But Sarah didn't hesitate for a second. Without a thought for her half-eaten meal, she sprang into action, her nurse's training taking over completely. She navigated through the crowd of onlookers, her voice calm but firm. "I'm a nurse. Please give him some space," she announced, kneeling beside the unconscious man. He was large, powerfully built, and looked to be in his late 30s. His breathing was shallow and erratic, and his pulse was faint and thready. Sarah knew immediately this was a life-or-death situation. He was going into cardiac arrest. As someone called 911, Sarah began chest compressions. It was a grueling task. The man's muscular build made it physically demanding, but she pushed on, counting aloud, her focus absolute. 1, 2, 3, 4. "Da-da-da-t," she chanted, her hands rhythmically pressing down on his chest, fighting to keep his heart beating. Minutes felt like hours. Her arms began to ache. Sweat beaded on her forehead, but she refused to stop. She was his only hope until the paramedics arrived. The man's friends, who had been dining with him, watched in terrified silence. They later told her his name was Alex, and he was a Navy SEAL. He was known for his incredible strength and resilience, a man who had faced countless dangers in the line of duty. Seeing him so vulnerable was a shock to everyone. For Sarah, he was a patient, and she was determined to save him. Finally, the wail of sirens grew louder, and paramedics burst through the door with a defibrillator. They took over from Sarah, who stepped back, exhausted but still vigilant. She provided a quick, professional summary of the situation and what she had done. The paramedics delivered a shock, and after a tense moment, a steady rhythm returned to the monitor. Alex was alive. A wave of relief washed over the entire restaurant. As they wheeled him out on a stretcher, one of Alex's friends grabbed Sarah's hand. "Thank you," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You saved his life." Sarah, ever humble, simply nodded, her heart still pounding. She returned to her knackled dinner, the adrenaline slowly fading. Her family looked at her with awe. For her, it was just what she was trained to do. She never sought recognition. The reward was knowing she had made a difference. She went home that night, replaying the events in her mind, hoping and praying that the man, Alex, would make a full recovery. And marching in perfect formation toward her front door was a group of about 200 soldiers, all in uniform. Her heart leaped into her throat. Was she in some kind of trouble? What could they possibly want with her? She watched, frozen, as the men formed neat ranks on her front lawn. They stood silent and stoic, a powerful and intimidating sight. One man, who appeared to be the commanding officer, broke from the formation and walked directly to her front door. With a deep breath, Sarah opened the door. The officer stood before her, his expression serious. "Are you Sarah?" he asked, his voice deep and respectful. She nodded, unable to speak. "We're Alex's unit," he explained. "He's stable and recovering at the hospital. He told us what you did." 200 soldiers on her front lawn, saluting her. Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. It was the most profound and humbling gesture of gratitude she had ever witnessed. Neighbors came out of their houses, drawn by the incredible spectacle, watching in silent wonder. The officer then presented her with a special plaque, a token of appreciation from the entire unit. It was inscribed with a message thanking her for her bravery and quick thinking. They weren't just soldiers. They were grateful friends, relieved that their brother would be coming home. Sarah was no longer just a nurse. In Therese, she was a hero who had stepped up when it mattered most. The story of Sarah's heroism and the soldiers' extraordinaire thank you quickly spread. It became a powerful reminder of the incredible impact one person's actions can have. Sarah's training, her courage, and her unwillingness to be a bystander saved a life. In return, she received a display of gratitude that she and her entire neighborhood would never forget. This event reinforced Sarah's passion for nursing. It wasn't about the accolades or recognition, but about the profound connection of helping another human being. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more incredible content. See you next time.